You see this thing in my hand? Let me show you very clear to you. You see, it's the wedding band, right? A lot of ladies out there go about this on their fingers, and yet they are suffering in their respective homes. A lot of them were just being beaten yesterday by their husbands, but you see on the street level the fingers, the ring, the wedding band. They do not understand exactly what it means to have the wedding band on their fingers. They do not understand. They just go about. A lot of them are in an abusive relationship. A lot of them are in suffering situation. A lot of them do not understand that that particular wedding band shows peace, shows love, shows companionship, shows affection, shows togetherness, shows till death do us part. They do not understand, they do not know, but they wear the ring on a regular basis. Some men that are married to them don't even bother, but they will still go ahead and wear their own. Their husbands, some of them don't wear their wedding band, but they will carry the wedding band on their fingers, left, right, and center to every places that they go. But yet they have an abusive relationship and abusive marriages. If your marriage is not working, it's not working. There's no need to endure an abusive relationship for the rest of your life. There is no need to endure an abusive marriage for the rest of your life. You can be in a marriage filled with sorrow from the beginning of your life to the end, from the beginning of that marriage to the end. Some marriages can only be sweet for 2 years, and after that 2 years, agony sets in. But because the man believes in himself that he had already tied you down, that you cannot go anywhere, and because you now have children yourself, you want to stay with your kids. You don't want people to give you stigma of a divorcee. It is better to be divorced than to be in the grave. It is better to be divorced than to be in the grave. That's exactly why most ladies out there who endures an abusive relationship or marriages, that's how they die untimely. Because they have been keeping quiet, they've been keeping a lot of things in their system for a very long time, and that affects their hearts. And before you know it, depression will set in, anxiety, worries, and all of those things. Before you know it, it will lead to partial stroke, sometimes death. Let me tell you something very clear. The moment you discover a drastic change in your marriage, the moment you try as much as possible to resolve the situation in your marriage and it doesn't work, take the ring out of your fingers. There are a lot of men out there who will love you and marry you again for who you are. I'm telling you the truth. See, the habit of I want to stay with my children, the habit of I want to remain with my children, I don't want to have any stigma, is the reason why a lot of people die a slow death in their marriages. Your children will grow anyway, regardless of whether what you face or what you don't face. They will definitely grow and become what they are supposed to become. Though that might have a bit of impact on them, but they will eventually grow. It is better for it to have impact on them than for you to be in 6 feet down the grave. The moment your husband begins to raise his hand up and eat you, and there is nothing done about it, it's going to continue. The moment he starts, that very moment he starts to raise his hand at you, it will not stop. It's going to continue to eat you the more. Get something very clear today. Do not be responsible for the reason. Though he's not supposed to eat you, but do not provoke him to do so. There are a lot of ladies out there that are very terrible. They treat their husband like a piece of rag. They're very troublesome themselves. But if you are not the troublesome type, this message is for you. If you're not the troublesome type, right? If you're not the troublesome type, and you are doing accordingly what you are supposed to do, you respect your husband, you do all that you're supposed to do, you don't cheat on your husband, you did the right thing at the right time. This message is for you. The moment the man begins to lay his hands on you, that marriage is no longer going to work. Certain characteristics and features are responsible for a change in a man. The man that you have studied during your courtship, the man you have trusted before you got married to him, now all of a sudden changed. Certain features, certain characteristics might be responsible for it. And if you try as much as possible to understand, to draw some scope around that characteristics and find out exactly what is responsible, if it doesn't work, there is nothing you can do. It is either you endure that abusive relationship till death, or you get into the grave very, very shortly. Very, very shortly. You see, the habits or the belief that I want to stay with my children, I don't want people to give me the stigma of a divorcee, is a thing of the, should be a thing of the past henceforth. A lot of people, a lot of ladies have died as a result of abusive relationship and abusive marriages. If you die today because I want to be with my children, I don't want people to give me the stigma of a divorcee. If you die in the process, right, that man will go ahead and marry another woman. God bless you if he's the man that has a bit of change in his hand. He will buy the law around. He will give money to people to twist the law around. And nothing will happen to him. Nothing will happen to him. And he will go ahead and marry another lady. Nothing will happen. But you are already down 6 feet down the grave. But that children that you wanted to stay with, that made you to endure that abusive marriage, they will eventually grow. They will eventually become successful in life if God designed it that way. But you're already 6 feet down the grave. The moment you discover your marriage doesn't work, that should be off your finger. That should be off your finger. That means there is no more love. The moment you notice a huge change in your marriage, this should no longer be on your finger because you do not know exactly what this represents. That is why you are still wearing it despite all that you face in your marriage. Okay? Because you do not know what it represents. If your man beats you, your husband beats you, he maltreats you, he doesn't come home to sleep, he doesn't show love and care, he doesn't give you listening here, he doesn't cater for you, for the family, for the children and all of those things, he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, there is always no peace in the house, there is always agony, then this should no longer be on your finger. If it continues to be on your finger, it's only a decoration. It is only a decoration. Check very well. Most married men that beat their wife, they don't always wear their band. They don't always do. That shows clearly that he himself is no longer interested in the marriage. He's already out there claiming to be single. Claiming to be single, but you are still there. I want to sustain my marriage. Oh, I want to maintain, I want to be with my kids and this and that. You will die a painful death. No man should lay his hand on a woman, regardless. No matter what the woman has done, the only thing you can do, if the woman is the difficult type, if the woman is the problem type, the only thing you can do is to pick your shirt, pick your car keys, step out. Because I know there are a lot of ladies out there who are very, very terrible as well to their husband with the way they deal with their husband. If you have that kind of a wife, do not raise your hand on her. The moment you raise your hand on a woman, you become a coward. You become an animal. If you need to fight, go to the ring. There are a lot of boxing rings around town. Go and box. But your women do not. Otherwise, not only that it's going to give you a stigma of a woman beater, it's going to reduce you as a man. So ladies, do not endure. I'm telling you the truth. Do not endure. Listen, what you do not understand is that some men believe that once they get married to you, you're already tied down. You cannot go anywhere. Even if you've given birth to 5 children, there's still somebody there that can still marry you regardless. I'm not trying to destroy your home, but I'm telling you the truth. A lot of people have died. It's just that you have not heard. Millions of people die on a regular basis as a result of abusive marriage. Some died as a result of battering. Some died as a result of a heart attack. Some died as a result of hypertension. Some died as a result of anxiety. Some died as a result of depression. But you do not know. If he continuously beats you, the marriage should be right over. It should be over. He goes out to spread his leg to sleep with ladies out there, and when he gets back home, he pounds on you because that one had already given him peace. That one had already given him all he wants. But because you cannot satisfy him, women cannot be all round. They cannot satisfy in all areas. You want her to be the best cook. You want her to be very good in bed. You want her to be the good cleaner, to clean the house very well. You want her to dress sexy. You want her to do this. How have you satisfied her? How have you satisfied her? Some of you men, your boxers is like a sag of salt. Some of you have not even shaved your armpits, but you blame the women for not satisfying you. And because of that, you want to step you out. You want to spread your tentacles outside and find another lady. If your marriage is no longer working, there is no need for this. If your fingers are empty, there's going to be somebody out there who will take you. You can explain the situation you're facing. The guy will make you happy. Do it as a payback for him. Let him understand that what you are facing in the house or what you are facing at home, right? There is somebody out there who can actually make you happy. And whenever a man lays his hand on you, speak out. Do not keep quiet. Oh, I don't want to talk about my husband. I want to salvage my marriage. I don't want people to know about my husband. I don't want people to start talking about my marriage, this and that. You are dying a slow death. Speak out. Whenever he raises his hand and hits you, speak out. You have siblings, you've got parents or not. You've got siblings, you've got friends, you've got family, you've got foundations, you've got people who are actually against the women foundation. Speak out. Speak out. If the marriage is going to destroy, let it destroy. You will find somebody else. Dress up very well. Clean yourself up. Nice makeup. Wear nice makeup. Dress gorgeously. After 5, even if you've got 5 children, dress up, kit up, clean up yourself. Nice hairstyle. Step out. Before you walk 1 mile, you will see at least two to three cars that will park and want to offer you, a ride, So that's just the secret, guys. I'm giving it to you, ladies. That's the secret. So do not keep quiet. If your relationship is not working, that should be on your finger. I hope this helps. If you have any questions you want to ask, please leave it in the comment section for us. Let everybody see it so that they will be able to share with you 1 or 2 things. It's an interactive kind of session. We welcome all ideas. We welcome all comments. We welcome all statements from everybody, but not insultive statements. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. We will always come your way to discuss with you